Hi everyone. Our word for the last couple of weeks was a question mark, which meant we could make it whatever we wanted it to be. And I was thinking about some things that are no more. Things that used to be important that just don't matter. One of the questions that I ask the people I train is, will it matter in 5 years? Then why are you giving it any energy today? There are things that can really upset us in the moment. I remember when I was hired, I beat out 10,000 people to be one of QVC's first show hosts. It was a thrilling moment for me. And one of the perks was this girl from Buena, New Jersey, who never had long nails, was getting fake nails paid for by the company. And a wardrobe allowance too. To me, this meant I had made it. It was a sign of success, finally, to have fake fingernails. And then when I was let go from QVC, I certainly could not afford fake fingernails anymore. In fact, I went back to waiting on tables because I needed to pay the rent. And to me, a sign of finally clawing back from the dregs of being laid off from my job would mean that I could get fake nails again. To me, it was a sign of accomplishment. And eventually, I was able to afford to go to the nail salon and get the nails on. Then I sort of ran out of time and discovered that those press-on nails worked pretty well. And so I started doing them because I would not be without nails, because to be without nails would mean that I was not successful. I know, it sounds stupid, right? And then COVID-19 comes along. And you sure can't get your nails done. And I looked at my stubby little nails and I thought, these have never been anything except a symbol of failure. My mom said, put some of that strengthening stuff on and just see what happens. And 1 week passed, and 2 weeks passed, and 3 weeks passed, and all of a sudden I realized I was growing my own nails. And I thought how we evolve as people. I know you're saying, Brenda, fingernails? But what used to be so important and a sign of failure to me, now I'm like, well, these are pretty cool. I mean, they're painted, they're growing, they're real. I can type a lot faster. All of a sudden, having my own nails is not a sign of failure. It's a sign of success. Because when you change, everything changes. It doesn't mean that what you used to love was wrong. It just means that you've changed and you've grown, just like your nails. And what used to fit before doesn't fit now. And that doesn't mean it's bad. It means progress. It means evolution. And this is the word I think I've been focusing on, evolution. We are all in a constant state of evolving and growing. And where we get all bollocksed up is when we try to hold on to the past or keep things the same as they've always been because we feel safe and comfortable there. And I'm learning. I went on a canoe trip one time with 2 of my best friends at the time. And we were just floating along and it was a great day. And all of a sudden, we capsized. Boom, the whole thing went completely over. And we each had 3 very different reactions. My one friend, Cindy O'Krepke, she must have had an S on her chest or a Wonder Woman suit on because she was diving into the water to rescue pocketbooks and cell phones. My other friend was sort of just flailing and asking for help, and I was clinging with a death grip to a rock in the water. holding on for dear life because I didn't know where that current was going to take me. And I watched my friends in the distance go way far away, like a mile down the water. And I'm still clinging to the rock because I was afraid. I was just so afraid. It was kind of a shocking situation. The water wasn't deep at all, but I didn't have sandals or shoes on, and there were lots of rocks, so it wasn't like I could have walked it too well. Anyhow, after many minutes had passed, I realized that the only way this situation was going to change was if I let go. And so I did, and I floated on my back until I finally met up with my friends, but it really was a picture of life. Sometimes you gotta let go of the rock and the fake fingernails because you're evolving, and don't be afraid of that. I believe everything's always working out for good, and if you let go, then your hands are open for what can come to you next. So that's my little talk about letting go and evolution and fingernails and rocks. And I'm asking for a word for us for the next couple of weeks. And that's beautiful, interesting. The word is grace. There is a scripture that says, my grace, meaning God's grace, the grace of source, the divine, is sufficient for you. My strength is made perfect in your weakness. It's an encouragement that there is power beyond ourselves. And if you're feeling fatigued or weary, exhausted, frustrated, depressed or sad, there's a grace for you that if you ask for it. Now that's the thing, asking, because the other side of it is grace is given to the humble. Now, the humble doesn't mean somebody who's walking around feeling bad about themselves or, oh me, oh my, I'm not worth anything. No, that's not humility. That's self-degradation. Humility says, I need help. I'm willing to ask because I know I can't do this thing alone. So give yourself boatloads of grace over the next 2 weeks by asking for help from the divine, from your friends, from whoever. It's no shame in asking for help. And what I've always found is when someone asks me for help and I can help, it makes me feel better. People love to help. So, don't be afraid to ask for help and get the grace you need to evolve and let go. Have a great couple of weeks.